Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back. Is confidently wrong.
I am the gentleman.
There's only one of you. Sav
There's
is
only me.
on a wilderness retreat.
He
but
is living his best life.
a good kind, out in the mountains of California or some shit like that. We saw pictures of snow, I think.
We saw pictures of a really like ballin' ass Succession style lodge.
Yeah, like a cabin.
I think he's there on a retreat, planning a corporate takeover, perhaps.
That feels like the least savant thing to do is a corporate takeover.
I think his corporate takeover would be like passing blunts to everybody and being like, "Yo, we gotta chill out. This shit don't matter."
That's the best kind. That would be the best kind of takeover. All right. Well, it's just me and Brian, so we'll see if we can hold it together and not go too far off of the beaten path.
Oh yeah, usually we go off the rails, don't we?
We do, but I feel like when you and Sav,
how is it Savan that's our centering like personality? That makes
I don't know.
sense.
When you and Sav do it, you also go off the rails.
Do we?
In a different way, though. You guys end up just like punching me in the face from 20 feet away or from wherever I am.
Sorry. Does that hurt your feelings? It's really fun for us.
I get ganged up on is what happens. I'm not even here to defend myself.
I think that's sort of true of any like friend of friends who get together without the core friend.
Yeah.
They end up just talking smack about the core friend.
That's how you relate. You gotta.
Right? Yeah. Like when I hang out with Anna's hometown friends.
Yeah,
but without Anna. Like, can you believe that she does this?
Yeah. You gotta, accept that that's the case, I think. And, that's how you know that you're appreciated and loved by them, is that they know you deeply enough to pick out your flaws.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm going to tell myself.
We're not indifferent to them, right? Like indifference would be way worse.
That would be way worse.
They are meaningful to us.
Yeah, we are like, I don't really care about that person. We're not going to talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when we talk about you forgetting everything, it's a problem. We are hurt by this.
I don't know why my brain doesn't remember things, Brian. It's not set up that way.
It's all the heroin you used to do in your 20s.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I don't know how else to explain it. I think it's the lack of sleep, honestly. But, that's not going to change anytime soon. So it is what it is. I do the revenge thing. I don't get alone time. And then at night, I gotta have some time to play video games or watch YouTube.
Wes.
Yeah.
You're just
only
like
my
in
time.
your underwear, eating Cheetos out of an ice cream bucket, watching Marvel movies and playing Spider-Man on PS5. While scrolling TikTok on your phone.
Oh, I don't have TikTok, but you're not really wrong. That's how a lot of nights go.
Revenge time. Do you turn on some heavy metal? Okay, let's get into it. Enough of that.
All right, we're talking about the latest Apple TV big series. It's called Pluribus. It's written, showrun by Vince Gilligan, and starring Rhea Seehorn as our main character. We don't have any clue. We're 4 episodes in. We don't have any clue why it's called Pluribus at this point. Maybe, Brian, you have some guesses?
We do.
Do we?
We do.
Oh, okay.
Do you know this word, Pluribus?
No, I don't.
At first, I did not know the word.
Okay, did you look it up? And then
I believe Anna pointed it out to me, and I was like, oh,
lay it on them.
It's a head smack moment.
Okay. Wait, is it a spoiler? Because we said we're only going to spoil episode 1.
We're going to spoil episode 1. This will make sense.
Okay.
This will lead into our spoiler of episode 1, so people understand what the show is about. You have seen the word pluribus many times. You just haven't noticed it. It's on our money.
Coins. Yeah.
It's on our money, man. E pluribus unum. You don't know what that means?
Oh, it means many then.
It means out of many, one. That's what the whole phrase means.
Yeah. No, but that's pluribus. Wait, that's pluribus without an I. Maybe it's the same word, though.
Isn't it the same word?
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Let's not look it up. I think it's the same word.
Okay.
But e pluribus unum, right? Out of many, one.
Yeah.
So pluribus is many, which makes sense for the show because the show is all about the many who have coalesced and are trying to convince the one, who is Rhea Seehorn in the show.
Gotcha.
And for those who are not familiar with the greatness that is Rhea Seehorn on screen, she's most notably Kim Wexler from the series Better Call Saul, in which she played like one of the most consequential roles on that show. She's a big reason why that show is even better than Breaking Bad, but that means nothing in the West because he's never seen Breaking Bad.
Wow, better than
What a
Breaking
waste.
Bad. Breaking Bad
What a
generally
waste.
gets highlighted as one of the best shows ever written for television. And you're saying that Better Call Saul is arguably or inarguably better?
I think it's arguably.
Okay. Some people
I
might
believe it
prefer
is
the Breaking
better.
Bad.
I believe it is better because, one, it extends the world of Breaking Bad, right? So it's, you still get Gustavo Fring, you get Saul Goodman, right? But it builds out that world. And so it's still like the criminal underworld thing, but on top of it is this crazy legal drama that happens throughout the show, and it's so entertaining. It's so smart, so entertaining. You really get the sense that Vince Gilligan, who is the showrunner creator of both those two shows, really reached a peak of his powers in Better Call Saul, and that is a big part of why it is even better. So good, so good. Watch that. You could even watch that without seeing Breaking Bad. It's that good.
Okay. I don't know where to catch that. It was on Netflix for a while, but I don't know if it's still there.
It's probably there.
So we're 4 episodes in. We're only going to spoil really like the first episode because that sets up the premise of the entire show. And then we won't go into details of any of the later stuff other than maybe some broad strokes ideas and what we're enjoying about, that. And to be fair, I think both of us are really enjoying the show. And I don't know. Brian, are you watching with Anna?
Of course.
Okay.
Are you watching with Jen?
No, she hasn't been watching it. I keep her updated. Me and Albert. Albert was visiting this week.
You do the homework and then you like pass her the cheat sheet?
I give her the notes, yeah. And then Albert was visiting this week from Taiwan in Los Angeles. So
Friend of the show, Albert.
Yeah.
What up?
We watched the entire thing in maybe like 2 or 3 days, and then episode 4, I believe, or 5, the latest one hadn't been released yet. And we were like, wait, you can't watch these all at once. We have to wait for, and it came out on Wednesday. We're like, oh, we only have like 4 more days to wait or something. So, shout out to them for releasing the latest one on the work week Friday, which was Wednesday, because we're recording this on Thanksgiving week. And then we also Albert visited literally last year around the same time, and we went to see Wicked together, the Wicked Part 1, and he happened to be in town.
Off the rails.
So we're like, Albert, you want to go see Wicked Part 2? He was like, yeah, let's go see it. So we ended up going to see Wicked Part 2, which we're going to talk about in a later pod. So
was he part of our original Wicked conversation?
Yeah, he was sitting in Kaya's room over there, doing the pod with us.
Well, we'll have to get his take. On Wicked for good. Or as the New Yorker called it, Wicked very, very bad.
All right. So, Brian, let's just talk about the premise first, because that's the main thing. That like, are people going to be into what's the tone of the show? Because I don't know that a lot of people have seen the show, but I want people to watch it. So
people should watch the show.
Why? Yeah. What's the setup? What is going to get them hooked? Because I think that first episode really hooks you in, and like, it's not a slow burn kind of show. It's you're in it or you're not right from the get go.
Oh, interesting. I do kind of think it is a little bit of a slow burn show.
But if you can make it through the first episode, I think you're in. Yeah. You're like, oh, this is
Yeah. It pays off immediately in the first episode.
Yeah.
And so something interesting about this show, people knew that Vince Gilligan was making a new TV series with the star of Better Call Saul, Rhea Seehorn, who beloved. If anybody who has seen that show, she's beloved, can do no wrong. And so people were really, waiting with bated breath for this new show from Vince Gilligan.
Who uses bated breath in real life? What is this?
I do. I just did. People were waiting on pins and needles.
Their laces were tied.
People were waiting with full bowels for a closed restroom for this show. And
that is the worst.
But the thing is, they did not know what it was about. Okay. And
no details leaked.
Apple TV, smart enough also to play into that. They had some teaser trailers. of a woman licking donuts. You had no idea what the F this show is about. The word pluribus does not mean a lot to people, right? If you don't think about it very carefully. It definitely didn't mean anything to me. So they drop you into episode 1, and what we soon realize is that this is kind of a sci-fi show. This is something weird happens to the world show. And in that first episode, there is a signal coming from outside of Earth, detected by some astronomers, that they are very confused by. It has been transmitted to the Earth for perhaps since the beginning of humanity, for 600 million years or light years or something like that. And ultimately, they realize that it is a message, and in that message is instructions for RNA, perhaps. And so humans, as you know, as the scientific community does, they pull on this thread and they
They're
why
so
are you
dumb.
laughing?
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah,
it's like
they're
such a
like
dumb human thing to do. It's like,
they're
oh,
like,
we got
yo,
this foreign thing.
yeah,
Let's just try it. What's
We-
the worst that could happen?
we got an extraterrestrial message. We should put this in science labs. So they do. Nothing is working, and then all of a sudden, one thing happens that changes it all. Like it does actually work. And what we find out over the course of that first episode is that it actually unites all of humanity. All of humanity
What do you mean?
becomes
What do you mean it unites?
they become they don't become like the like the Katamari, like, oh, like all all humans being like centipeded together. No, I don't mean it that way. They become psychically connected, like all of humanity all across the world, like 8 billion people or whatever on the planet become psychically connected and form a type of singularity. They're a hive mind suddenly. And the show shows that first episode is about the days leading up to that cataclysmic event, and then the rest of the series is really what follows after that moment. It's a line in the sand. It is BC going to AD in our history of time. And so this is a pivotal moment for humanity where all humans are connected and they're living together peacefully. However, there are a couple holdouts, and one of them, more than a couple, there's 12 holdouts. And they don't know why. And one of them is Rhea Seehorn, and she's very upset about this.
Her name is Carol in the show.
Her name is Carol. She writes romantasy fiction. Very successful at making romances happen between swashbuckling pirates and dragons and all of that kind of nonsense.
But she thinks it's nonsense and is a little bit tired of writing it, but is afraid to write something she would consider more serious.
Yeah. So that's her character's backstory. And so she is one of the people left out of the hive mind. And if you think about it, if you are interacting with all these other humans who are now psychically connected and you're not, and they're talking in unison, essentially, they talk as we, they no longer talk as I. They have all the information and knowledge from all those individual humans now collected as one. In a way, they're kind of like the internet stitched together. So now they are talking to Carol as this collective mass that she is not a part of, and you can imagine that she is very upset about that.
It's like talking to ChatGPT.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's like talking to AI. It's so basically they, Pluribus is about, maybe one interpretation of Pluribus is about that it's about the singularity of computers. And you sort of get that sense when Rhea's interacting with them. When Carol
that first episode, I was a little bit nervous, right? As was Carol, because you're not sure how. Like, we've seen versions of this before where like people become zombies or they get taken over, right?
Pod people.
And then and then they do harm to our main characters because they need to subsume them, or they need to do something that's like, right, you took over the earth, right? The next logical step is like, well, we better take over everything in a bad way, right? And subjugate the people who are left, or subsume them, or kill them, or whatever. And it definitely feels like it's going that way at times. They kind of move towards her in a group, and you're like, oh my god, how's our character going to get out of this? But that's a bit of the twist.
Yeah, they, of course she feels like they're going to attack her and subsume her.
She's seen that movie before, she says.
But really, they just want to help her. They're the kindest, gentlest version of human beings that you could possibly imagine. They are all like the Dalai Lama all of a sudden. They are placid, they're happy, they're friendly, they're polite. And they tell Carol, we just want to make you happy. And to not make her happy is something that they don't want. They really do not want that. They bend over backwards to try to make Carol happy. So that is a bit of the conflict that is at play, right? So at once, Carol is angry that individuality has been lost, and she wants to reverse that. And she's also unhappy because she is really angry about the state of the world and the state of her relationship that has changed because of the change in the world, that is at odds with the placidness that the rest of humanity has embraced.
Yeah, well, I think it's not a spoiler to talk about her manager, right? That was first episode.
Yeah, that's first episode.
I mean, it's spoiler, but her manager also gets infected, like everyone else, but doesn't make it through the transition. She ends up dying because of the whatever virus like happened, as do several other people. A lot of the issue is that they turn into like a gift that's been frozen or something like that. They just kind of like seize up in the middle of the street. But if you were operating a vehicle like an airplane or a helicopter or a car, you might crash and die because your body would still be in mortal danger at that point. So
they're like a really short boomerang, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like a 1 second boomerang.
Yeah. They just kind of freeze up, and they can't move anywhere for it's probably a good 3 or 4 minutes. It looks like that they are downloading the software to update to join the Borg here.
Yeah, they're buffering. That's what's happening.
But unfortunately, her lover / wife / manager, yeah, partner. I don't know that they were married. It doesn't make it clear, but they were clearly involved, lived together, had a life together, but she doesn't make it through this transition. So obviously there's a lot of grief also, and like anger happening as a result. Carol is also portrayed as slightly alcoholic, or at least very into drinking. And so that's also a part of that first episode. And then the rest of the series kind of takes off from there. It's her trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why did this happen? How did this happen? And it's kind of funny because she calls I love the part where she calls in the hotline that's on her TV, and it's just like, hello, and they're like, hello, and then it's like the department, or the undersecretary of agriculture is on the podium of the Pentagon and doing like a press conference, but only for her, so she can watch him talk into the microphone, which blares out on her TV, and then she can talk on the phone and ask him questions, but really she's asking the collective all of these questions, and we get some answers, but not a lot. We know that they just exist. They're like a living organism or something that came to Earth, and that this is how they are programmed to live. Like this is just their biological imperative, I think they call it. And that's kind of all we know.
I don't think they say that they are aliens.
They don't. Okay, so maybe
they're saying that they got the technology from the aliens. The technology being this viral psychic connectivity. But that they're still human. They are the humans.
Okay.
But they have just
virus
united as one.
Okay.
They said it's virus-like, but it's not actually a virus.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. One of the best shots in that first episode, which I really loved, was you get
licking the donuts?
No, before that, it's when you first learn that the way that it's passed is through some kind of communicable action. Like one lady just goes up and like kisses a dude that she doesn't know at all, like right on the mouth, and then he becomes part of the collective. And then in the next scene, I think, or a couple scenes later, you see them like the security guard come into the station, and he's like cheek swabbing himself and putting on petri dishes. And then it turns out that everybody in this facility, so security guards, janitors, I think there's like a delivery person, are all going to participate in this activity where they cheek swab each other and then put these little petri dishes on sample to incubate or whatever. Which that wouldn't be virus like, that would be more bacteria like, but whatever. They do this in unison.
Thanks, science teacher.
Yeah, they do this in unison, so you get this cool overhead shot of the synchronicity of them, and this is before you know that everybody's connected, and so it's kind of a nice foreshadowing of like how connected everyone is, without telling us, word for word. They just show us like, oh, everybody's in sync here. They're all part of the same, some kind of beacon or thought process here, and they're all kind of automatons. I thought that was just really well done.
One giant K-pop group, everyone moving in sync.
I don't know. I thought that was a really cool way of illustrating that before we really knew for sure what was happening. That, oh, okay, like this is crazy, like what's happening here.
And I think they kind of do something similar throughout the rest of the episodes, where you do see the collective move in interesting ways, in interesting and surprising ways throughout the series, like people filing out together, driving in unison, or just like working hand in hand, and there is no disconnectedness, there's no disjointedness. They are the hive.
Yeah, they're all acting as if they're all under the same brain, right? There isn't that individuality or like mistimedness or anything like that happens when real humans end up working together. This is, think of your best football team ever, on offense, and like how everything was timed exactly right. This is that to like the 100th degree.
They are a machine. They are the exact opposite of the New York Football Giants.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to sit Tyrone Tracy this weekend.
Sit them all. If they're on your fantasy squad, sit them.
Okay, but here's what's worse. Have you seen Daniel Jones, the clip of him this week trying to run around on his broken/injured leg? It's pretty awful.
He has like a broken fibula or something.
He looked terrible, and he's my only quarterback. So I went to the waiver wire, and guess who I had to pick up? Tyrod
Tyrod Taylor.
He's been so bad this whole year, and he's like the best option. It's like him or Kirk Cousins.
Oh, damn.
That's my options. Ugh. I could pick up Shedeur Sanders, which is exciting, but he hasn't been a fantasy star yet. He's only getting like 10 points, and 10 points for a QB is pretty bad.
I think you pick him up.
Yeah?
I think you pick him up on the hopes for a better future.
Just on the vibes? But their offensive line is awful. Like, why?
You'll have a choice to retain them if you have a keepers league.
No, I don't have a keepers league. All right, well, let's not talk about fantasy. No one cares about fantasy.
We are not on the rails at the moment.
Let's get back on the rails. All right, so mostly, I would say this is a comedy / fantasy. I don't know. It's not fantasy. It's a little bit more in the comedy realm than in the drama realm, but it's got dramatic moments as well, and a little bit of suspense thrown in there occasionally. But I feel like most of it is played for like, oh, that's weird, kind of like this is feeling out of left field, just like, oh, that was random, but not in like a Will Ferrell random kind of way. It's just more like in random and like that's like really weird. I don't know, Brian, what do you think? How would you categorize this?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has a wackiness to it. At its plot core, technically it's a science fiction movie, right?
Yeah, does it meet your criteria? Because there's no technology device, but
I mean, it kind of.
I guess the virus thing is.
Yeah, the RNA thing. That's they describe it as technology. It's a new thing that has changed the world, and people have to grapple with it, and it is commentary on society.
Yeah.
Right. Like this could be a metaphor for AI. It could also just be commentary on, how people work together versus having individuality.
Yeah.
So that's baked into it.
Yeah, one character at some point is like, wait, so there's no racism. Everybody, the skin color doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter. He's like, this sounds pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. Why is this bad, white woman?
Yeah. So
Karen.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's part of it, which makes you think like, oh, there is some value here.
Yeah.
But also at your heart, you know it's wrong.
Right. But it's sort of interesting, and I think it's kind of like Sinners in that way, right? Like there's a question of whether or not it makes sense to join the hive, to join the other vampires, and get to benefit from submitting yourself to being subsumed. But yeah, so I think at the core, from a plot sensibility, sci-fi, but from a tonal sensibility, very much kind of like an oddball. It's not necessarily laugh out loud funny, but it's meant to be quirky in a way that is both disturbing and entertaining at the same time. And the show really plays up to those sensibilities, much in the way that Vince Gilligan's previous shows did too, right? Like Better Call Saul, and maybe to a lesser degree Breaking Bad, had tons of that. Just like really, really odd characters who behaved in ways that often surprised you. And the way that they showed those shows illustrated them exhibiting their personalities was also very idiosyncratic. So, you might think about the way that Walter White, or better yet, how Gustavo Fring, right, the big drug kingpin, operated his fried chicken front business, right? And he was so particular about turning the knobs on the ovens and wiping away spots, and he was even mopping the floors himself. But meanwhile, he's this drug kingpin, right? And
is that like Giancarlo Esposito?
Yeah, that's Giancarlo Esposito.
I love that guy.
He's awesome. Not Latino, even though he often plays one now because of that role. He I don't know why I had to throw that out there. That's something I learned recently that sticks out in my mind.
He's what, Italian or half Italian?
He's half Italian, half black. And I was like, what? This guy? The Colombian drug runner? What? So in that show, they spend a lot of time showing the visuals of the mechanics of a person doing an action. How Mike Ehrmantraut, followed, was tailing like, a would-be assassin, how a would-be assassin was planting explosives or whatever, and doing it in really unique, interesting ways where there's no dialogue in the scenes and we're just watching an action being taken, and you understand by the end of it what's going on, but during it, it's intriguing, it's mysterious, it's often funny. Things go wrong, and then by the end of it, you understand like why that was happening. You just understand as an audience, even without any dialogue explaining it. And I think that is one of the things that makes Vince Gilligan so brilliant in how he and his team writes and shoots these TV shows. And that happens a ton in Pluribus, right?
Yeah.
Like we see Carol carry out all sorts of things to try to bury her dead lover, how to figure out what's going on with the hive mind, how to communicate with the non-hive mind people, right? And they spend a lot of time pacing those things out, and I think that helps build the world, but also gives the show kind of like a wacky tonality. Like it does feel a little bit silly to watch somebody do their grocery shopping in a world where there are no other people doing grocery shopping, right? Like the hive mind does not need to do that, but Carol does. and watching the hive mind fill the grocery store shelves for her so that she can live out her, a reality that no longer exists is really fun.
Yeah.
And interesting.
They pull up all of the not pickup trucks, all of the semi trucks into the parking lot, like maybe 30 of them. And then these people get out of the trucks. Well, I don't know where the people came from. There was way more people than there were trucks. So maybe the people were just in the back of the trucks with the produce. I don't know. And they all just start walking in and putting all the produce back on the shelf. And she just stands there and watches them do it for who knows how long, maybe 2 hours until everything is restocked. And then she goes about and starts picking out things she wants.
She does her shopping.
Yeah, except she picks out TV dinners. So she did all of that to get TV dinners.
She was just like, "Where's my Whole Foods?"
I think it was Sprouts. She was shout out to Sprouts.
Is that a real grocery store?
Yeah.
I thought it was. They made it up for the show.
No, Sprouts is a real store. It's not quite like Whole Foods, but it's not too far away either.
Okay.
Kind of high end. They got a lot of bulk foods in there. The nuts, the grains, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, and the other connection is that they live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is where those two other TV shows take place too, right? So like the terrain is also, very idiosyncratic. It's the western desert. Like I think most people do not have a sense for what Albuquerque is like beyond what they saw in Breaking Bad. So yeah, you get that kind of backdrop. She lives in like what kind of house do you call that?
Oh, I don't know.
She lives in a cul-de-sac, but it's it's like a southwestern style house or whatever. There might be coyotes out there. Anyway, that's the backdrop of the show. But I think it adds to this sort of like kind of silliness, lying like right on top of what is otherwise a pretty dire situation for our main character.
Yeah, she feels like she's in what is it? It's a harrowing time for her. She feels like she's in danger. And the collective tells her like, we're trying to figure out like why you didn't join us, why you didn't get infected or whatever, and get melded into us. And once we do, we're so excited because then you can join us and be happy like everybody else. So there's a little bit of a ticking time bomb they built into the show, which is how long does it take for this collective to research the solution to getting her and the others like her to be just part of the mind meld, which we don't know if that's going to work or if she's going to be able to avoid it or turn everybody back to normal. If at all, I think, that's the big question is like, whether her without any kind of like expertise or knowledge or biology understanding is going to be able to turn this around. I'd imagine that seems like a tall order, but hopefully there's something that happens. I don't know, along that realm. All right. So Brian, like, I think when you're watching this, a lot of the time, because it's a little bit of a mystery to the main character, what's going on, I find myself asking a lot of time, like, what the fuck? Like, where is this going? Like, what is happening? Like,
Yeah.
And obviously that's the game of the show. So I don't know that like you need to have an answer, but like, have you thought about where this could end up going? Because to me, I have almost no idea. I'm like, this could end up to me, it's like you have two options, but I feel like it's not going to be either of the two options, which is, either she's going to eventually like have to submit and like they'll figure it out, or like, or she'll undo some of it in some way. And the people will go back to living their normal hateful lives. But I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some third option here. Otherwise, like, why do the show if the two options that I can think of are where you're going? I feel like that's probably not where, one of the better screenwriters of our time is going to end up taking this.
Yeah, I mean, every single episode of this season so far has been like a revelation in some way of like, where is this show going? Like every single episode is really unclear, right? Like you have, but I think
they've done a good job of giving us enough that we're not completely like, why are you just asking more questions? Like they answer a couple and then they ask a couple more. I feel like it's done a good ratio of that.
Yeah. There's definitely big, I would say, plot developments that happen in every episode to keep things interesting and humming along, even though they spend a lot, they also spend a lot of time grocery shopping. But that aside, we learn something new every episode. And so by episode 5, which was the most recent one, I mean, it sort of feels like, Carol is so stubborn. She's so angry, and so motivated by her own grief and longing that she's gonna figure out something, right?
Yeah.
And she has clearly shown up until this point a knack for getting under the skin of the hive mind, right? Like
she's a little abrasive
rattles
sometimes.
them. She rattles them.
She also rattles the other people who are not part of it, like the other 12, we'll call them survivors or whatever. But she also gets under their skin, and they don't like her that much when she interacts with them in whatever way.
Yeah,
except the one.
She hasn't met all of them. Yeah, and so the show has shown us one other person who seems to be just as annoyed
distrustful.
and distrustful as she is. And I gotta believe like that guy is not just a guy introduced in a cold open to be funny.
Right.
Yeah. At some point their paths are gonna cross. And
they brought him. I think they brought him back twice, right? They've referenced him.
They referenced him, and then they showed him.
And then we saw him. So, and that was 2 different episodes.
Yes.
And it's like, he's got to come back. Like, this is Chekhov's Peruvian man, or wherever he's from.
Chekhov's Peruvian man. Classic theater dramaturgical trope. And also very much in line with Vince Gilligan. Vince Gilligan, in his other shows, does not do anything needlessly. Like things come together, and usually in a really satisfying way. So I'm looking forward to when Carol meets this guy, and they team up, or maybe they hate each other. They're going to have a language barrier, but they'll figure
Spanish.
Something out. And I think that's part of the fun of the shows, right? Is that like Carol's got to figure out how to do things in this new world that she lives in, right? She doesn't seem
like she's good at working with people, and so that's been also a tricky thing. Is she's alone, but now she needs help, but she doesn't know how to work with people. Like that's one of her
really
character
abrasive
flaws. Yeah,
she turns people off. That's what her manager was for.
Yeah,
right. And her manager is now gone. Her lover is now gone. So she's got to figure that part out. But it feels like she is so monomaniacal about this in a way that the other characters, the other survivors that we've seen are not.
Well, they're all still connected to people for the most part that they love, right? They still have some kind of weird support network, whereas she lost literally the only friend that she seems to have had. She doesn't seem to have any family. She doesn't think to like reach out to parents or siblings or anything like that. She had one person that she could get along with, and it doesn't, and obviously now that's gone. And so like she needs to undo all of this because her one person that like was in her life got taken away, right? So she cannot exist without like that anchor. And so that's, I think, partly why that motivates her character to be so like, no, I have to figure out a way through this. Otherwise, literally my life will just be alone forever. And that's something she can't abide by, even though like she doesn't like other people.
Yeah, part of the reason why the other survivors embrace the hive mind is because they have a family member or like a love interest or whoever who is part of the hive mind.
Yeah.
That is still in their life. So they're like,
and it seems cool, right? They keep telling, they can talk to them, right? And so they can say like, I'm happy here. I'm loving it. This is awesome. And so they feel like for their family, this was an upgrade in some ways. A lot of them.
This woman is like talking to her son, and her son is as happy as the rest of the hive mind.
Yeah. And what parent doesn't want that, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to embrace that. And is rattled when the hive mind is rattled, because that means her son is rattled. So I think where this series goes, I think Carol's gonna pull on the sweater thread until it starts to unravel, which she has started to do. She has learned things about the hive mind. She has learned to make the hive mind do some things.
Yeah, it's a little peacemaker at the end.
I mean, I think she's going to mess things up more than she's going to solve her particular problem.
Like disrupt the operations or something.
I think so, and probably make things worse for herself at some point.
That's probably true.
But
Good point.
it's also kind of like, she's one woman working against all of humanity. How far can she actually take this? And like,
Yeah, it seems impossible.
What does this mean at scale? Like, she can affect the hive mind in her Albuquerque community.
Sort of.
Can she really?
She has a way of affecting
humanity?
the entire hive mind.
She does. She has figured that out. But that has really awful consequences, right?
Yeah.
And we have already seen like her dealing with some of those consequences. So she has to be very careful in how she plays this. She can't just pull the plug on all of humanity. That
right.
That would be terrible. Then she just kill like 8 billion people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yet to be seen like how she can have broad impact in a way that isn't a disaster.
I like that she calls them out on it. She's like, you talk about wanting to preserve peace and to like promote harmony, and that this was like such a great thing. And she calls them out and she says, yeah, but like you killed everyone to do that. Like your body count is ginormous. And they're just like, yeah. I love that they're like, well, that doesn't really matter.
Sacrifices had to be made.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, whatever. It's fine. Look at all the rest of us. We're awesome. And we have their memories of the people that died. So like, it's okay. Like they're not dead actually.
They have the memories of her dead lover.
Yeah. Which they use it like to try and help her, but it just ends up pissing her off, which is like, yeah, like how do you not understand that that's going to happen? Like they don't understand the emotions of people. They have their like factual understanding and knowledge, but they don't seem to understand like the way that humans socially interacted in different countries or in different places. And so they're really not able to read and understand Carol's emotions and her like how she's going to perceive certain things. And so the fact that they keep throwing her relationship in her face, like her one good thing that she had, they keep shoving it in her face, and she's like, but I just lost this thing like literally within the past 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. Like you can't, she doesn't want them to like talk about, something that was so personal to her and use it in a very like ho-hum sort of like, well, this will just make you happy kind of way. And she's like, that's not how this works. Like she's gone. Like I have to grieve, this person. She doesn't say that, but she has to grieve. I forget her name, Robin or something like that.
Yeah, in her own way. They're very utilitarian. Even though they, outwardly it's about politeness, I think they are kind of just thinking about, well,
that was a happy time.
This thing makes you happy. So it's very formulaic in their mind, in their hive mind, which is why the show often does feel like Carol is talking to AI, right? Like AI in its current state is known for being sycophantic. It will just like tell you the things that it thinks you want to hear.
Like, that's a great question. Let me find the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, great question about how to create a noose for yourself. Let me help you with that. I don't want to disappoint you. Yeah, exactly. So, so the hive mind in a way is not very human, even though they are connected humanity.
Yeah. Which is strange. Like, why would you lose the understanding of social cues or social norms in this process? But that is how it's set up. That's they don't seem to understand.
That's the only way you get to kiss strangers randomly to pass them the virus. Like, I guess you have to lose all social norms.
Yeah, you don't care about that. You just care about the procreation aspect of it. All right, so Brian, I have a question for you. Okay, so in one of the episodes, I forget which one, I think it's like the second or third one, we realized that the collective, that this hive mind will, like you said, bend over backwards to make Carol happy. She can basically ask for anything she wants. She even kind of is trying to get them to help her undo all of this stuff, like, and they're happy to do it because they're like, this will make you happy on this pursuit, so we're going to provide as much as we can for you and help you. If you need, the grocery store put back together, we will do that, no problem. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry, we didn't realize that like this was important to you. They turned off the power, and they were at one point, and then they're like, well, if you need us, she asked them about it. She's like, why the fuck did you turn off all the power? And they're like, because we don't need it. It's a waste. It's a waste. We thought this would be helpful. yeah, this would be helpful for climate change and everything, which we know you support, and so we thought you'd be great with that. But if you'd like us to turn the power back on in Albuquerque for no reason, sure, let us know and we'll do it. And so
surely enough, they do. Yeah.
eventually they do that, but she realizes that that's a dumb request. She only needs the power on her in her house at the moment, so she doesn't ask them to do that right away. So they're willing to do all of this stuff. That being said, Brian, if you had the entirety of humanity's resources at your beck and call, she at one point is like, I need to to do this better, and they deliver an entire excavator into her backyard via helicopter, like within 10 minutes or something. So, Brian, if you needed something, wanted something, you don't even need it, you just want something, what are you door dashing, via Hive Mind Collective?
Well, so just to give people a sense of the scale here of what's possible. We meet a character, and I'm spoiling a little bit. We meet a character.
This is a spoiler. Don't do that. No, don't spoil it. That's a great reveal. Don't spoil it.
It's a great character also.
Yeah. Let them the
resources, okay, the resources are unbounded.
Unbounded. Anything that humanity has access to, you have access to.
Anything that I want. But like, it's sort of weird because they already like take care of you. Like they showed up to Carol's house with a perfect meal prepared in the same exact way that she had like a decade ago at some like bed and breakfast or whatever.
Yeah, they used the chef's knowledge to do this of that restaurant.
Yes. So, I mean, in that vein, I think one of the few pleasures of life left in the hive mind reality, right? It's like not even about meeting someone awesome, because those people are kind of gone. I guess you could like ask them about their memories, but after that, I want to enjoy something. So I think what I got to do, I got to get a meal prepared by like every Michelin 3-star Michelin chef.
That's amazing.
Out there, part of the hive mind. They got to create the best new like menu of all time. Bring it directly to my door. Actually, maybe I don't want it at my door. Maybe I want it on the lovely soft sand beaches of Hawaii.
So you're gonna fly there.
I'm being taken there. They're taking me there.
First class.
Beyond first class. I think maybe I want to go in a space shuttle. Can we go out of orbit and then back into orbit?
Absolutely. Why not?
SpaceX I think I want to do that.
SpaceX is at your disposal if you need it.
Yeah. Disposable space rockets. That's what I'm into right now. So we're going to SpaceX. We're going to Hawaii. We're having a Michelin, like a beyond 3-star Michelin experience. That's going to be like 6 stars at least.
I would go. I would go to Patagonia.
Is that even nicer?
If I'm gonna have this Michelin, well, it's colder, right? It's like the southern tip of South America. So like, there's actually some like penguins down there, I think.
Yeah, maybe penguins would make good dinner companions.
I think it'd just be beautiful. You could just sit there on the coastline, whatever. Keep going. It's your story.
Maybe it's a different locale for every course.
I love that. Let's do that.
Could be that. That.
You just fly 6 hours at a time, and then you have your next meal, and it's ready for you when you get there.
There you go. It's a meal tour, and entertainment wise, we're bringing the band together. We're gonna have Bruno Mars, lead singer and drummer. We're gonna
Olivia
have
Rodrigo.
Oh, sure, we can have Olivia Rodrigo on the guitar. We're who else is out there?
The lead singer for Journey. What's his name? Angel Pineda or something.
The Filipino guy. Let's have him.
Oh, I thought you were constructing an all Filipino band here. Sorry, maybe I misread what you were doing.
Oh no, I was just calling out good artists.
Okay.
I just want the best. You
started with Bruno Mars, which I didn't think you listened to, so I was like, oh, he's getting together the Filipino band.
Bruno Mars is great though, but he's great.
Okay, great.
Undeniably
that's why
great.
I said Olivia Rodrigo, and
I was actually just trying to think of a famous drummer.
Oh, okay.
He's who came to mind. I guess Dave Grohl would be.
Dave Grohl, absolutely famous drummer.
Why not have multiple drummers?
The guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad something.
Who looks like Will Ferrell?
Yeah, that guy.
We could have that guy.
Oh, Questlove. No, you gotta have Questlove. Sorry.
Questlove.
He takes precedence over everybody else.
We're having Questlove.
Okay.
Oh man, it's gonna be a jam. That's the entertainment. We got
Here's
the food.
the problem. Here's the problem with the entertainment though that you specified. It's like, because they're all part of the hive mind, are they really going to be that?
That's a good question.
Anymore.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know that they have the ability to be creative anymore.
And like charismatic, right?
They
none of them are charismatic so far that we've seen.
Right.
Zosha
so
little bit.
Can they put on a good show? Is the question.
Zosha seems to have a little bit of something in her though.
Or is she? Does she have something in her? Or
I think so. There's a spark of something there that they've given us. They're like, oh, okay.
Or is it just the hive mind being like extra polite, and she happens to be a very pretty woman?
Well, like there was
Carol is also interested in.
There was the moment where she like looks back, and I think it was just that one moment that was like, oh, okay, well, like there's something here.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not.
It's where she was going to go with the other character on the plane, and she kind of does a look back.
Oh, and she decides no.
Oh, yes, that's true too. She does. On her own, she decides, right?
She decides no. But I think that other character also,
allowed it.
Gave a path to that.
But it allowed her to make... Yeah.
He's also somebody who's enlisted other hive mind people, and I guess it's a little unclear whether or not the people he's enlisted, whether or not they play the character that he wants them to play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unclear.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
So yeah, that's a question.
It feels like yes.
I don't know if their creativity will come together in the way that I want it to.
Yeah. But we can try it. Why not?
Like, do I need to direct this? Do I have to tell the Michelin star people like how to construct the meal? Because that's not going to work.
Well, no, because they did deliver her the food, so they know how to do the thing.
They do their greatest hits, but what I'm talking is about
can
is
they make a
new.
new one? Oh, I see.
Yeah, can they make something new?
No, the other problem is that the collective doesn't want to kill people or kill living organisms, and so you're after a certain point, right? The living animal availability or meat is going to just be non-existent, right? Because it's all going to go bad. So at some point, you're only going to have vegan options to you, which is like fine. You could be creative with vegan options, I guess.
Yeah, I ate a Michelin star vegan place. It was pretty damn good. Yeah,
right.
pretty
so
damn
that
good.
would probably be one of your constraints. That would be one of your constraints, though. Is it'd have to mostly be vegan options.
Duck breast would be wonderful.
Are you into duck breast?
Maybe I could kill the duck.
You could. That's what he asks about that. One of the characters asks about that. What if I do the killing? And then they're like, yeah, I guess we could work around with that. So
I could kill an animal.
I don't know if I could.
Maybe not.
It's tough.
All right, Wes, what are you door dashing in the hive mind world?
Okay. I'm door dashing like all of the thrill rides type stuff that like you just normally don't have access to. So 100%, I want to
roller coaster.
I want to be like in the spaceship of some sort. Like fly to the International Space Station and back safely. I want all the trappings of that. I'd want to fly in like a fighter jet and just feel what it feels like to go. Like 1,000 miles per hour, or however fast those fighter jets can go.
Mach 5.
I don't think so. That would be too fast. But maybe. I feel like they're only at like maybe Mach 1.5, maybe Mach 2 or something like that. Which is like
I'm just thinking about razors. My mistake.
But what else would I want to do? I'd probably want to tour all of the like cool places that maybe I've never gotten to go see, because you just have unlimited like jet resources, right? So going to see all the stuff in the Middle East and Northern Africa that exists from ancient times. Want to see all the cool stuff in Asia. I'd want to see the White House. Like what does the Situation Room actually look like? It's probably just a conference room.
What? You want to see the White House?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see all kinds of cool things.
You can't equate your 8th grade trip with like the ruins of Angkor Wat. Totally different.
But I think it would be really lonely, right? Like if you're the only one, like our friend Carol, she doesn't have access to anybody else, and she pisses off all the other people because they have their own lives that they're leading. what, like going to all these places would be cool, but it would be so much better if you could share it with the person. I feel like that would bring me some melancholy of like, oh man, like this would be a great trip with Jen, or this would have been a great trip with Brian, or whoever.
You
But
could have the
I could,
body of Brian and Jen with you,
yeah, but that's not the same. I mean, it'd be fine.
and then
That'd
we
be
would
better
talk
than
in
nothing.
unison. We'd be like, "How are you enjoying this trip, Wesley?"
But this now means that like Brian knows what it's like to have sex with me in this
Ew.
world.
Oh my god! Yuck! Get it out.
So that'd be kind of disturbing. On
It would
a lot of levels.
like it'd be interesting. Like we would know how to please you. We'd also know what it'd be like to have given birth to you.
Yeah.
We'd probably like have taken over your mom as well. We'd also know just a lot of things.
A lot of
a lot of intimate
way
things.
too much. Yeah, you'd know way too much. Which
I feel like I already know too much.
And then can I steal your idea? I really would love to have like all these great meals provided to me. Like what a fantastic thing. Like all the best sushi that you could have before it goes bad. You'd have all the greatest vegan options to you.
It would run out though. It would run out
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But
you got one shot at this.
The first couple days you could be living real large for sure.
And then so like after those first few days, are you trying to submit to the hive mind? Are you being like, someone please take me?
Maybe, because after that it's like, what else is there? Like you can't live the whole life by yourself. So either you got to end it or you got to join it. To me,
maybe. So for the sake of this pod, I think I would end it. I'd figure out some baller way to end it.
Skydiving without a parachute.
Maybe it's leaving me in space. No, that sounds terrible.
No, you would just suffer. You'd either suffocate or starve to death.
That would take a while. Yeah.
But you could like get jettisoned out of the airlock. You just open up the airlock, freeze to death, have all of your body fluids would boil up, and you would die. It sounds like a terrible way to go, but it'd probably happen quick enough.
That sounds pretty bad too.
I mean, the worst way is like fire or drowning. Like I don't want any of that, or like starvation.
Too long.
Yeah,
very painful.
All of those.
I think I'd want the hive mind to create the world's greatest Rube Goldberg machine,
and just get like something smashed on top of you.
Resulted in like some like dart gun in the neck.
Okay,
I don't know. You thought like a giant mallet that just crushes me?
Or it could be just
that'd be pretty immediate.
Shout out to Wicked. I think we'd have a pretty good couple of, like, at first I was thinking, oh, this would be great. I could go see like all these NBA games or something like that. But I think you would lose something there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like we were talking about with the
hive mind
performance.
Play against each other. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. They would all know what's coming.
Yeah, like they would have to script a game. Like maybe you could have them reenact a game that had already been played.
Oh, Wilt's 100-point game. Maybe nobody's alive who knows about that.
Yeah, I bet that's not that interesting as it seems.
It's just like watching a high school team beat up a middle school team.
Yeah, well, just one high school player.
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
And as Siobhan loves to point out, they lost that game. The team that Wilt played for lost that game.
Did they really? He scored 100 and they lost?
I have never verified this fact from Siobhan, but he's the closest one of us to a computer brain. He's the closest one to the hive mind.
He is tapped in 100%. All right. Should we end it there? I 1,000% think people should watch the show. I don't think there's anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's someone. But I have a hard time imagining anybody watching this and not enjoying it besides like maybe my mom, just because there's too many questions.
So, I honestly thought you would not like this show.
Really?
Because there is so much visual storytelling that kind of happens a little slowly in every episode that I thought maybe you would zone out because you're doing a million other things.
Oh, maybe it helps that I'm on vacation this week.
Yeah, I think so.
And I was watching it with Albert, so like we were watching it together, so it's like more incentive to actually pay attention.
Yeah, this is a good show for couch co-op.
Yes, 100%. Like, I've been keeping Jen updated. I feel like maybe she'll even watch the rest of the episodes with me. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where you're like, I just
wanna
need
talk
to
about
know
it.
what the hell's going on.
It's
What do
so
you think is going
enjoyable.
on?
It's like really enjoyable though. Like, it's not. It's frustrating, but it's not. Not like so frustrating. You're like, oh, this show sucks, or like, I hate that they're manipulating me like this. They give you enough. They make the scenes enjoyable. They're all like super memorable. There's a moment, I think, at the beginning of the first episode or second episode where someone is flying a plane, like a giant cargo plane, down a runway, and it's like directly at all of these people on the runway, and you have this sense of like, oh my god, is she gonna hit them? Is she gonna run them over? Just like moments like that where you're just like so bought into like what is gonna happen. Oh, I gotta, and then it's like fine, and you're like, okay. Or just like, yeah, or like the absurdity of like drone deliveries is highlighted, in some of the episodes. You're just like, oh yeah, we still got some kinks to work out, and it's just like a silly commentary on
AI
like,
is not perfect.
yeah, technology isn't perfect yet, right? And even this group that seems to know everything hasn't figured everything out yet. So I just like that it's like, in that way it's kind of witty in pointing out like the absurdity of our modern day like consumable culture and like immediacy culture that is happening. And like you said, like I do think there's some AI happening here, or a criticism, commentary on AI and where it works and where it kind of fails, and how it turns us into something different if we're going to rely solely on AI. So I like that it's there, but it's definitely not something that the show is like harping on, I guess, right? It's not making it explicit that this is about AI or whatever. It is also just about something being collective and individualism, and like what we lose and what we gain through these different ideals and taking them to an extreme.
It's not a show with a mission to give you a message.
No, I don't. Yeah, it's not pedantic, right?
No,
for sure. So I don't know. I've really enjoyed it. I think people should go watch this. I think pretty much anybody listening to our show would enjoy this, even though it's not like a Marvel or a Star Wars or anything like that. So you're not getting big action scenes or anything like that. But it's just a smart, fun show. Unless you really prefer your shows to be like super dark and gritty, which this is not it. Or you absolutely cannot stand not knowing what's happening, and like you absolutely need everything spelled out for you word for word right from the get-go, which is like a few people. My mom, I feel like, is kind of like that. Like, once she has too many questions, she just like doesn't get into the show.
I know these people.
Yeah, she wants it all answered right away. She's like, well, why did that happen? What did this happen? And you're like, we don't know yet. It's okay. Just
watch the show.
Yeah, keep watching. I know as much as you do right now.
It just started.
But and sometimes I can be that way, I think. But this to me, this feels like this show is giving us enough through the time and explains enough through how it shows us what's happening that like you get what's going on, and it's you just interested to see what happens next.
Is Savan won over by this show, or is he bored out of his mind by the lack of action?
That's a hard one. I think he would like it, but I don't think it would be his favorite show.
Yeah.
But I think he would like it.
Agreed.
I think
he'd be down with the premise.
Exactly. I think he'd like the premise. I think he would like that there's some commentary going on in technology in a smart way and not in a heavy-handed way. I think he would say, why is there not enough diversity in this show? It's a lot of white people. There's one character that seems of like South Asian descent, one character of like, I don't know, what would you call the guy with the curly hair that is kind of absurd? I forget where he seems
from. French, North African. I don't know.
Okay,
hard to say.
I thought he was from like Guam-ish area or like Indonesia area or something like that.
French Pacific Islands, maybe.
Okay, maybe
French Polynesia. I don't know.
He was definitely a polyglot, right? He could speak multiple languages. And then there's like an Asian at the hospital. That might be it. I think pretty much everybody else seems white-ish.
Josa herself, who
maybe
is
Middle Eastern,
the
right?
point of contact for Carol from the Hive Mind, is probably Middle Eastern, though ostensibly she's kind of whitish.
Yeah, she's white passing.
Yeah.
I guess her name is Zosha. So it's not a typical American white person name or European name.
Yeah, I think it's unclear to me. I feel like Savan's watching this for us, probably not putting it on for himself.
All right.
But wouldn't hate it.
I think he'd be into it once he got into it.
Yeah.
He just won't buy Apple TV, so he's not going to watch the show.
I think this is a great standout show. Like, out of everything that's out there, like, this show keeps you guessing, is entertaining, is always entertaining, like, from scene to scene. Like, as we've talked about, right, like the grocery scene, we mentioned drones that we haven't even gotten into.
The donut licking scene.
We didn't even, we like this kind of stuff we were referring to from our DoorDash question. Like, a lot of it is just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
And the premise, is one that you like want to talk about and want to know more about. I will say my one nit so far for the show, though, and this just has to do with Vince Gilligan fans, really, right? Like, if you are familiar with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, one of the best parts about those shows is how built out the characters on those shows are, right? Like, you just have a huge cast of really interesting, fascinating people who are endlessly idiosyncratic, and you always are down to watch whether they're the drug dealer, whether they're the brother of a character, they're a lawyer, they're a cop, they're just like somebody that works at the front for the drug operation, right? They're like really interesting. And because of the premise of Pluribus, that it's Carol, there's a few other survivors scattered around the planet. But really it's about Carol interacting with the hive mind. It's kind of this conversation that's just happening between her and the hive. And so...
And her and herself.
Yeah, and her herself, right? She spends a lot of time alone. So we lose some of the dynamic nature of having other interesting characters come into the tapestry of the show. And so I'm missing that a little bit. And I do wonder how long Carol can hold up the show on her own. Which, she's a phenomenal actress, this Rhea Seehorn. But, this is more than a 2-hour movie. This is an entire series of television. So I'm looking forward to how else Vince Gilligan and company can build out the world so that it's not it doesn't feel completely isolated.
Yeah, you're right. She has to start making connections, but I think that's coming.
Hopefully, yeah. Chekhov's Peruvian man. Let's see.
I don't even think he's from Peru. Whatever. He's from South America.
He's in Latin America somewhere.
Central America, South America, something like that.
Self-isolating. Yeah.
Yeah, he built a whole fence of some sort that he doesn't want them to cross. He's like, no.
He's also very angry. And he ate the dog food.
Oh, that was so bad. Ugh. And then I like that because Carol lives in Albuquerque, she's got some exposure to Spanish.
Yeah.
So she's not fluent at all, but once she calls, she tries to leave him a message or something like that, and gets pissed because she has no anger management and just starts spouting off the Spanish curse words that she knows.
Of course, that's what she knows of Spanish. Yeah. She calls this man a cabron.
Doesn't she say like fuck you or something like that too?
Yeah,
fuck you, motherfucker.
Tu madre or something.
Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it. High praise for this show. I think it's really well done. I think a lot of people should watch it. If you don't, obviously, it's your free will. You're allowed to do what you want.
You're an individual.
Yeah,
you can choose.
But you should watch this show. It's really good. It's really entertaining. And I'm glad it caught our eye or caught your eye. And we jumped in. So I'm hooked. I can't wait for the rest of it to go, and I hope this goes on for multiple seasons so that we can keep visiting it. In some ways, I'm liking it more than Severance, another Apple TV show that kind of also has a sci-fi mystery attached to it, just because it's a lot. There's these like entertaining kind of silly moments that happen in the show, whereas in Severance, everything is very serious.
Yeah, season 2 got way too serious.
Oh, is that what it was?
And
That maybe season 2?
like season 2 is like almost too serious and too mysterious at the same
Okay.
time. It's
Serious
like,
and mysterious. That's our new band name, Brian. Maybe it's a new
yeah.
podcast name. Serious and
Whoa.
mysterious.
Which one are you?
I'm mysterious.
Okay, fine. I'm serious. I'll take that. Take that. Maybe we'll trade off every episode.
Oh, I like that. All right, friends. Hit us up on @cuffley_pod. We should be back with Savon next episode. I know we're going to talk about Wicked, and I believe we're going to try and do Zootopia, so those will be the next ones. I haven't gone to see it yet, so we'll see if we can get to that. But I hope that's our next one. I think it's gotten good reviews so far. I could be wrong. I don't know. Brian, have you heard anything?
The kids are watching Zootopia. That's what I know.
Well, I hope it's good. I need to go back and rewatch Zootopia 1 just to refresh the noggin, you know?
I kind of think you don't have to. Talking animals. That's it.
But
that's all you need to know.
There was commentary on society and stratification and, you know, things like that.
Okay, who's serious now?
All right, friends. We're out of here. See you later. Bye. Go Lakers, NBA Cup, future champions.
Boo.
Hey, just because you lost. Oh, no, you guys won. You're in.
Wait, we won.
Yeah, you're in. Okay. Who do you have to play? The Heat? Orlando. Toronto. On the road.
Which could be a test.
You could win.
Could be a test.
You could do it. All right, friends. See you later. Bye.